Sam Maskell here from This, That, and the Other and Roll 420s. Just want to let everyone know that I have a new podcast out called Sam of All Trades, where I interview very interesting people and I ask them some pretty interesting questions, and we get to know what they do and how they do it. Check it out on the Binge on this channel, where you can find our new D&D game, Roll 420s, This, That, and the Other, our podcast with me and Bryan, What's Hood with Forever Cobron, where you get the Latin flavor, Reading Ronin with Bryan, Happy News with Perry Kurtz, and our new podcast, Sam of All Trades, with me. So come check it out. Give us a like and a subscribe.
There are days when you're feeling low, and sometimes nights got you thinking cold. So I'll tell you what I do when my soul is twice as blue. I just turned on my favorite show and I sit down with the coolest bro, that's Perry Kurtz. Happy News with Perry Kurtz. He wears suspenders and cool shirts. Happy News with Perry Kurtz, a freestyle rapper who likes to flirt. Happy News with Perry Kurtz. You're gonna laugh until it hurts. It's time to smile, so stay a while on Happy News with Perry Kurtz.
Hey everybody, I just woke up. Welcome to Happy News with Perry Kurtz, and I am Perry Kurtz, and I say that because nobody else is going to humiliate themselves by admitting to being me. But it's good to be back. I want to welcome you back in case you've been here before. As I said, this is Happy News with Perry Kurtz on the Binge on this network. This is a news and comedy show. I am a working comedian of 46 years. I've never had a day job. All I've ever done is make people laugh, and with this show, my career may come crashing down. But you never know. You never know. You do it, and you keep going, and that's what I do. I keep going, and I never give up. So I want to welcome you to the show. In the background, you can't see him, but you may hear him, is our producer, Bryan. Bryan, say hello. Oh.
Hey, how we doing?
Oh, there he is. He was sleeping. And what we try to do is we try to talk about what's going on in the news, and then I give my opinion, and we try to make you laugh, and then at the end we'll give you a little quick clip of something to watch of me rapping, freestyling in my car. So, Bryan, and I say that because I know him and we're kind of close. What's new? What's happening? What are we talking about?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Perry. The coronavirus has forced a lot of people to close their businesses, if not rethink their whole lives. But we're going to start off with some good news about a business owner, a small town business owner who's managed to survive the pandemic by live streaming her fashion shows on Facebook. So when COVID-19 hit, Miss Virginia Sharp knew she had to keep paying her bills as the owner of a small boutique, so she decided to think outside the box. So given that there's a mandated shelter-in-place order,
Right.
She was forced to take to social media, and every night she starts streaming live fashion shows with a different theme each week, and it's transformed her business.
That's brilliant.
Yep, it looks like everybody is loving the themes that are going on Facebook. She said she's followed in her mother's footsteps and worked as a nurse for 30 years, but it didn't diminish her dream to one day own a cute boutique shop. And then 6 years ago, she made it a reality. And then COVID hit, and thankfully, because of her Facebook page, she's managed to maintain her brand and even keep her shop full to capacity.
That is great. I love hearing success stories because right now restaurants, I heard on the news yesterday, they said that 1/3 of the restaurants in America are going to close. They said it's like 120,000. I thought there'd be 1 million, but only 820,000. And they said that a third are going to close. And if she's found some way of keeping this working and she's giving back to the public, which she obviously does, you know, 'cause women love fashion, not men, but we do love women, and if they're dressed well, that's nice. But that's a great concept that she's done that and using Facebook. So Facebook does have some sort of a value.
You've been known to go live on Facebook every now and then, right?
Yeah. I'm going to start doing my live comedy shows again. I did a couple of those when the pandemic started, and I just gave up on it because I'm on Zoom every night for hours, sometimes till 6 in the morning with my friends on the East Coast. But that's great. The internet. I remember when the internet started, everybody said, "Oh, it's just a fad. It's never gonna last." And what was really weird is that they said it exactly like that with that weird voice. They went like this with their heads, but it obviously it is surviving and it is bringing to life a lot of businesses. Some people are stuck at home. They don't have a choice. They can't go to work. All they can do is Zoom from home. So Zoom is going to be worth I don't know how many $1 trillion soon. It's going to be worth more than Apple, which I heard peaked yesterday. But she's doing a live fashion show. That's great.
Crazy
And what's
stuff.
what's the name of the restaurant and her little show?
The name of her boutique.
Yeah, so people can find it.
So the name of her boutique, pardon me, is called.
Her boutique.
Pardon me.
Now you know that little sound you made, that doo doo doo. Do you
Mm-hmm.
know the 30% of people when they think make that sound? Because I'm on the phone. I get all my work on the phone, calling up comedy clubs or senior
Mm-hmm.
homes and stuff. And a third of the people I talk to, when they start thinking, go, do, 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 do. I don't know why we do that noise.
So it's in Georgia, and it's Damari's Unique Boutique and Consignment.
Could you spell Demaris?
Yeah, that's D as in dog, A E as in Edward, M as in Michael, A R I as in igloo, and then I as in igloo. Unique Boutique at
That's
Consignments
great.
in
So
Georgia.
go check it out, folks. Just look,
Yeah,
see what's going on in the world.
yeah.
What are
Go
you,
check out what's
busy?
going on over there. Yeah, what else do you have to do?
Yeah.
Next story or topic, I should say, is the again, quarantine has forced a lot of these stories to be more at home based, as
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the other stories we used to cover. But when hunger intensifies in Pennsylvania, the Soup Brigade mobilizes. So,
The
uh,
Soup Brigade.
the Soup Brigade. So, in Pennsylvania, there's a very tiny town called Yardley.
I know
Um,
where Yardley is.
and it's
That's near
voted.
Philadelphia.
Yep, it's one of the 50 finalists in the 50 nicest place in America contests for Reader Digest. It's a very beautiful, beautiful place.
Lovely area.
Near,
I've been to Yardley many, many times. I still have friends that live in Yardley. It's right outside of Philadelphia proper.
yeah, it's a beautiful spot. So the church there, the local church there, St. Andrews, um, has assembled and works in cooperation with an organization called Caring for Friends, where they distribute meals and they work with parishioners to make meals in their homes, in people's homes. And so everybody gets together and they build meals and they enlist neighbors to help, and they crank out 1,000 meals and 400 containers of soup each week, almost 10 times more food than they'd been doing before the coronavirus.
Wow. Well, they
Yep,
got
it said
extra
them.
time.
Extra time. There was all of this passion and energy around feeding people and food justice. So we thought, what else could we do? Says Reverend Hillary Greer. We got inspired by learning that 40% of America's produce in World War II came from victory gardens and backyards and at churches. I thought, what if we did that here? So St. Andrews picks up seedlings and they plant them at home, like tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, and basils, and they bring that bounty to the church, which in turn goes to distribution area for food banks, and they're able to do all that, and so that's very cool. And here's something very nice that they said: we're a white, wealthy suburb. Reverend Greer says we need to learn all of the ways that racial injustice fuels criminal injustice and injustice in the educational system. Until people get how all of this is interconnected, they're never going to understand why all of this is happening. We're going to have conversations that go places that are uncomfortable. It's how we grow. We will
Yeah.
show up to listen and bring ourselves to the conversation, and we will be in it for the long haul, not just while the protests are happening. So that's a
Well,
little kind story from the church.
there's a little bright spot for you right there. Look, the sun shines through. Wow, that's great. I mean, I love hearing about people making a difference in the world because it's not easy. It makes you just want to like put some flowers on your head and things like that. Whatever
Did you
you
ever
can
go to
do.
church?
Because I lived in a non-Jewish neighborhood and we were the Jews, I went to church for about 4 years with the Willises that lived next door to me. So I did go to church. I did wrote a joke about going to church. I remember I was about 12 years old and I was sitting in the confessional and there was a hole in the wall and something popped through and I thought it was a microphone. I went, "Hello? Hello?" But it wasn't a microphone.
Well, hopefully you
I'm
don't go to too many churches and make that same mistake again.
No, but I'm still in therapy for that. Now I turned into a real clown.
Well, speaking of mistakes that
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
we'll move on to our third and final happy news article. Spectacles belonging to Ghandi were mailed to an auction house with the owner having no idea of their value. A pair of spectacles belonging to Mahatma Gandhi are expected to fetch thousands at the auction. The gold-colored glasses were gifted to the current owner's uncle by the famous leader during a trip to South Africa in the 1920s.
Arg.
A sale price has now been set at between 10,000 to 15,000 for the spectacles, although it is thought that they could eventually go for much more. We
Oh,
can't. Andrew Stowe, the gentleman who runs East Bristol Auction, said, "We came in one morning, and there, poking rather precariously out of our letterbox, was a small envelope. And inside the envelope was the pair of spectacles, along with a note which read, 'These were Gandhi's glasses,' and a phone number for the owner. It was the most bizarre 5 minutes of my career," he said. Crazy, right?
Gandhi's glasses. That's man. Somebody had to feel good just holding them. It's just wow.
Crazy, right? Lots relating to Gandhi have fetched a lot of money at auction, with a small shawl worn by him selling in 2013 for $40,000, and a pair of well-worn sandals sold in the same year for $13,000.
$13,000 for a pair of Gandhi's sandals. Boy, what I would do to walk a mile in his shoes.
Not $13,000 worth of a mile.
I couldn't last a mile anyway. But I wonder if you wear those shoes, does it change your outlook on life?
Well, it certainly gives you an appreciation on losing $13,000 on a pair of old shoes.
Very good. Look, Bryan was funny.
That's
That
why
was great.
that's why I'm behind the mic
Oh,
or behind the camera on this one. Can't be too funny. Well, what
that
do you
was
think they'll
very good.
auction off for you?
With me, I don't know, maybe my keytar,
That guitar is
because
well worn.
it's well worn and it's going down in history. So have I. But that's way out there. Like this, I'm
What's
way
the
out there.
most
I'm
you would
sorry, I'm
pay?
playing with my background.
What's the most you would pay for a collected item that you would want, like that you
Well, it
would?
depends on what it means to me and how much I have. If you have unlimited funds, then there's nothing that's out of your range. If you can afford it and you can buy anything,
Let's
you
say
buy
someone came
anything.
up to you and said, "I'll give you a blank check for one thing."
What would I want?
A money press, right?
Yeah. I don't know what I would really want. It would make uh, like my daughter says, if it made me happy, it's worth whatever it is. But it's everybody has different things that mean things to them. Everybody says, "Oh, well, I'd love to have that," but and other people don't want whatever that is, and some people want what you've got, but to you it might be worth more than them. Like Gandhi sandals, I personally wouldn't want them, but I'm sure there are people who followed in his ways and his teachings and his beliefs, and to them, it's an unbelievably worthful treasure. So it's the as they say, the eyes. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. If it's important to you, it's important to you, and whatever anybody else thinks, that's their problem. But if it makes you happy, then it makes you happy.
Well said. Well said. Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
close it out as the third, or at the end of our third article.
Was that it?
Well, yeah, we just do 3 every time.
Oh, we did 3. I don't even know how many. I don't even know where we are right now. What city am I in? What
God,
country
this looks
is
like you're in
this?
Africa right now, according to your background.
I'm in Africa, but you can tell by looking at me.
I mean, that in your accent. South
Oh.
African, at least.
South Africa.
All right.
Well, we could leave them with what I call a bad drive.
Okay, go ahead and send that over.
Well, I can just run it from here since I've got the power.
Oh yeah, here. Hold on, let me.
Oh, you got it going?
All right, go ahead. No,
I heard.
I'm giving you permission to do it. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. Let me see if I can get it to open up here.
In the meantime,
I hear it, but I'm not seeing it.
I'm not seeing it.
All right, there we go. Now
Got
it's
it.
not playing. Now I got no sound. Hold on. It's always something, which is a line from a TV show. All right, let's see if I can get this going. Got the sound up, optimized. Let's see if we can get it working. Nope, no sound. All right, forget it.
All right.
All right, well, we want to thank you for being here. We will be back. You can always find me. Just Google Perry Kurtz. That's PerryKurtz. Best place to see what I do and what I just was going to show you, which is called Bad Drive, where I freestyle rap to Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. I love the song and her even more. She's a super talent. She is going to go down in history. She really is. And I want to thank Bryan for being there behind the screen and making all this work, and for having me back. And you guys take care of each other and try and love as much as you can. You got to live every day as if it's your last, because someday you're going to be right. Take care of yourself.
The Perry Kurtz Show is brought to you by Binge on this channel. Make sure to follow us and the rest of our great shows, such as What's Hood, Happy News with Perry Kurtz, This, That, and the Other, Roll for 20 Nights, The Reading Ronin, Sam of All Trades, and Eclectic Radio.